did have him tested later on, and it turns out that he had a near genius level IQ. He just didn't like school. So the counselor at school said the reason why he just gets bored. He doesn't like to read things that aren't interesting to him. He doesn't like to sit there, and he likes to write poetry, and he just travels on his own, in his own tangent. So he liked to argue and debate. I think Derek said that. 1 o'clock in the morning, I get a call, and I have to work the next day at 6. Via, are you up? Roano? Yes. You better be in jail or somebody died to call me at 1 in the morning. I need you to settle a debate for me, Jack, and Toto. I was like, the 3 of you who are unemployed right now are calling me who has to go to work tomorrow to settle a debate. Yes, please, please. What's the debate? Well, I say that we purchased Louisiana from the French. And Jack says that the French sold Louisiana to us. I'm sorry, it's the opposite. Ronald said the French sold it to us. Jack said we purchased it. I said, that's why you called me at 1 in the morning? He said, yeah, aren't you a history major? I was like, it's the same thing. You're all right. But Ronald had a way of arguing his point that made you see it. So Ronald said, hold on, right? When you buy something, when you purchase something, right? The person that you're purchasing it from is happy. It's like, okay, because you're going to give them money. It's like, right. He said, but the French had to sell us Louisiana because they lost to us in a war. We gave them money, and so we bought it. We stole it from them for pennies on the dollar, for a fraction of what it's worth. I said, you know what? You have a good point. Ronald's right. And then I hear them all yelling, yeah, high-fiving. I was like, now don't call me anymore. Ever. When Ronald was about 12, his Sunday school teacher had a play for the Look to My Team. She needed someone that was good at speaking Samoan so they could pronounce the words correctly. So she's looking and looking and looking, and finally she teaches one of the other boys how to say it. And the boy was struggling because he didn't speak Samoan. At the Tuanai, for Look to My Team, Ronald said, good job, teach. She said, okay. Ronald says, the teacher, and no one knew Ronald spoke Samoan. He just kept it to himself. Spoke English all those years. One day he just decided to speak. So yes, in case you didn't know, Ronald is fluent in Samoan. He was born and raised there. The last thing I want to share with my brother before I start and conclude my remarks is he did march to his own beat, and he encouraged it in others, even his children. When his son was born, and he said, we thought he was mute. And he said did not speak for the first 4 years of his life. And yet Ronald spent every day with his son, all day with his son. And he understood whatever the kid needed. So I told Ronald, you need to have this boy tested or start teaching him sign language. Or Ronald says, no, it's fine. I was like, I've never heard him speak. Yeah, but I know what he wants. You know what he said. 90% of communication is nonverbal. If you just look at him and you're around him, you'll know when he's thirsty, you'll know when he wants to go. I was like, really? Well, in Manisa's 5th year of life, he started speaking. And now we can't shut him up. So, I guess Ronald knew what he was talking about. But I thought about it and I was like, you know, that's why he's like the way he is. Ronald knew that 90% of what you want to convey isn't what you say, empty promises and empty words. It's what you do. You know, Maya Angelou, the poet, said, people will forget what you say. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. It's true. You ever have someone that you knew a long time ago and you just start losing those memories, you kind of forget what they look like? But you'll always remember how you felt when your grandma gave you a hug, right? When you came home and your grandpa was mad at you or somebody, you knew about it. And so I guess Robert was onto something with this 90% nonverbal communication. He did believe in the 3 F's, although not all the time, but faith, family, and friends. Roano was involved in the Auntie in the Sunday school. He choreographed a lot of the programs when he was coming to church. He would help sing. He would do everything that church wanted, all the way up into adulthood. He was a good sport about it. As far as with his kids, I remember with Tadawai, he had a stutter when he was younger, and Roano told him, Tadawai, if you sing, it'll help you get the words out, because people who stutter don't stutter when they sing. I don't know if Tadawai started singing or not, but Tadawai doesn't have a stutter anymore. So, but Roano was always thinking of that. Nina was his princess. He said, man, I hope boys don't start coming around, because I'm going to have to start beating up some people. And I was like, I don't think you have it in you, Roano, to beat people up. And then with his son Menise, he always encouraged him to talk. Say what you feel. Say what you think. And so like I said, sometimes Menise says too much, but I'd rather have that than nothing at all. So in conclusion, not all of you have stories of Roano like I did. Not all of you can remember something, but those of you who are older or maybe didn't have an opportunity to get to know him or have a conversation, but at least you remembered this guy. You remember the way he made you feel. You remember the way he came into a room. Never the center of attention, always on the outskirts, always serving and always helping with a humble heart. Roano, Manuelo Malala. That's a good one inside one for you to learn if you don't speak Samoan. Manuelo Malala. It literally translates to peace be the journey. Say hi to Kamahele, say hi to Faith, say hi to Chubbs, say hi to Selena, say hi to Grandma Tua, say hi to Mom, say hi to Al, say hi to Tile, and all of those who've gone on before you. Enjoy being in the presence of our Lord. Until we meet again, leave the light on for us. In keeping with how Roano lived his life, we did not want to make a big production out of his funeral. We wanted to purposely give short notice so that our church can mourn his passing privately amongst ourselves. Not that we don't welcome others from around Texas or even California or back home in Samoa, but we felt this is the way Roano would want things to go. There will be a private burial with just his family when his remains are transported back to Texas. He's being cremated in Florida, where he passed away. 2 of our aunts found out in the middle of the night and were able to send their love to him. And it's printed on the back of your programs. These are also the 2 aunts that came up. They always come to Texas for all of our Falavelavas. The first one is Pesta Vairua Tiaruma. Auntie Tia is what we refer to her. If you don't speak Samoan, please ask someone to translate it for you. But this is a poem that she wrote for him. Sa ulamona le mamafa mal whaanonoa. Wale mawas toa I le neiva yasoa toa. Peta te whaalomu mau atu Samoa. O manino mai le whaailoa. O e sola whaaleloa. Momo onga si toe mafuta ma oile pele. I le aina I Samoa nei o le malo tele. Au le tali ua mai pe se alanga le o tele. O le fui mai ranu. I le o whanga o lupe whaalele. E tele pea sili e tutupu wae e le mafa o whau. Au le alanga na te au mai e le file e mutu mau. O le tatalo e fusia le atua seili man whanau. O lo whaasino manga le nā mo aso Sarah. Alufa'ala Intipistava Eluati Aluma. And then the last one is a poem written by his Auntie Mine. Mine said, when I called her last night to give her the news, that she was thinking of Roano all week. And she sent a text message earlier that day asking about him, almost as if she had a premonition. And so I'll read this for her, and then she asked if we could conclude with a song, which my sister Kay will sing, and that will conclude my eulogy for our family. 2 Samuel 18, verse 33. My son, Absalom, Absalom, my son, my son. I've been pleading with God all week to set you free, and that's exactly what he did. I even asked him to take you back, and he gave me exactly what I asked. I asked him to use you in whatever way he sees fit, and that I'm eagerly waiting to see. He may send you back as an escort to usher us into his courts. I thank God for the 36 years he gave us to enjoy and love a gentle giant like you. I have claimed you since day one. In my heart, you are my son. Looking at your picture from last year, relishing your smile through the tears. But whatever our lot, God has taught us to say, it is well with our soul. Alofa'ama muwela pelerano to efeiloahi isiasu. Antimine mafa'alai forward alamo sa